I'm coming. Whoa, holy mackerel, that is a huge snake.
I can't.
Here, hold the tongs here. Grab now. Quick. I didn't want to let go of it.
Oh, I didn't know I let go.
There's an old saying, if at first you don't succeed, try, and try again. When it comes to featuring the elusive timber rattlesnake, this saying seems to be our team motto.
Oh my gosh. The terrain that we traverse looking for rattlesnakes is a challenge unlike anything we've really ever done before. And this is our third venture out looking for timbers, and it never gets any easier. The sun is really beating down on us. You can see all this distance down behind me. These mountainsides are what we essentially scale, looking for these perfect clusters of rocks where the snakes will be out and sunning. It takes a toll on your body, that's for sure. I'm gonna catch up to Tim and Mario. This hike is definitely testing our will to find these snakes.
Today we have gained special permissions to explore what is known as a right-of-way that was built several years ago during the insertion of a natural gas pipeline. Upon initial installment, this type of construction would have had an adverse impact on the local wildlife. Yet beyond construction, it has become an ideal habitat for many species. Insanely steep, brush-covered, and strewn with a jumble of various rock sizes, this is now the perfect safe haven for our sought-after target, the timber rattlesnake.
Wow. I mean, we're always talking about how beautiful West Virginia is, but when you make it to the top of a bluff like this, check out the view. That is something. My goodness. Wild and wonderful West Virginia right there. Endless miles of possible snake territory. But are we gonna find one? That's the real question.
Once again, we have teamed up with wildlife expert Tim Brust. You likely recognize Tim from a variety of episodes on the Brave Wilderness channel, but it's truly the timber rattlesnake that we can define as his specialty. Currently, Tim has been conserving these snakes by mitigating human-snake interactions. Simply put, he explores the areas that are about to go under construction, finds and safely moves these reptiles from the path of bulldozers. During this process, he also educates field crews about these misunderstood animals, which helps to keep the snakes alive and the humans safe from having an unwanted venomous encounter.
We are going down at a pretty considerable angle right now in our search for timber rattlesnakes. Now, a lot of this environment has this crumbled flat rock, right? All of this almost like sheetrock. So we're lifting up these giant pieces of rock and looking beneath them for snakes. You hear that? It is completely hollow underneath this rock, and it's very big, which means there's no chance of flipping it. But I came down and I scouted this after walking over it, and look at this. That right there is an absolute perfect spot for a timber rattlesnake to be hiding. Now, you would never want to stick your hand up and underneath a rock like that to sift through the leaves. A bite from a timber rattlesnake could definitely kill you. It's just a matter of covering ground and searching. The more ground we cover, the better the chances we have of finding a snake.
The Western Hemisphere is home to 32 different rattlesnake species, and in my opinion, the timber rattler is one of the most iconic. We have been trying for years to share this species with you, but today, things are about to change.
So Tim and Mario are ahead of me. They just call out, they found a timber rattlesnake. Making my way as fast as I can down this rocky slope. I'm coming. Okay, this is it. We've got a timber rattlesnake. Yes! Oh my gosh, that snake is beautiful. Okay, sounds like we've got two snakes. So what we're doing is just bagging the snake for the moment to see if we can get the bigger one. A really big snake, really big snake. All right, what do you need me to do, Tim? Whoa, holy mackerel, that is a huge snake.
We can't.
Here, hold the tongs here. You got it?
Yep.
Good.
Watch out. Here's the head
body here.
Be really careful, there's other snakes in the area. So what's happening right now is we've got a very big snake underneath this rock. It's a very dangerous situation. You can see how steep it is right here, so we've got to be very careful. There are also other snakes within the rock. So we're gonna slowly peel back pieces of these rocks and see if we can safely get this snake. Check it out. There are sheds of snake skin all over the place. We have found a hot spot. It's been quite the hike to get to this spot, but we have finally got a timber rattlesnake. Several of them actually.
The other one?
It's a big snake.
Oh my God. Hold him, hold him, hold him. Wow, that is a huge rattlesnake. Okay, do we have another bag with us? Yep. Okay.
In total, we were able to secure 3 snakes, one of which appeared to be a gravid female. This is incredibly exciting for the future of this population.
Beautiful.
And to ensure she does not get stressed, we immediately release her back into the rocks.
Don't want to get any closer than that. How about that, Mario? We finally got our timber.
We got multiple timbers. Oh my gosh. That is a good sized snake.
All right, so what we're gonna do is actually put the snake in a snake bag at the moment. It is definitely a big snake, but we can't film right here. We have to take it to a slightly more controlled setting. So we're gonna safely bag it, move it, and then bring it back down here for the release. When you're bagging a snake, you always wanna secure it at the back side of the bag with the snake hook.
Snake skin. That means this is a healthy population of rattlesnakes that hang out in this area here. We've hit the rattlesnake mother lode, that's for sure.
With the 2 other snakes contained, we begin the arduous climb back up the steep sides of the right-of-way.
This is a very slow and very delicate process. Mario, are you doing okay?
Actually, I tell you what, it's really hard on the forearm. You gotta keep the snake well away from your body so it doesn't swing on you. Snakes can bite easily through the bags, and most people aren't venomated when they're transporting snakes like this, so you have to be very careful.
There's the snakes. That's where we came from. And that is where we're still going. A lot of effort, but totally worth it. There it is, the timber rattlesnake. This is our 3rd attempt at finding one of these reptiles in the wild, and my goodness, is this one handsome. Now, the name timber rattlesnake comes from the fact that you find these snakes in forested areas, and they are cryptic. Unless you know exactly what it is that you're looking for, your odds of seeing one are rather pretty slim. Unless you stumble upon it and it gives you that warning of its rattle, you may walk right past it. Now, as compared to the other rattlesnake species here in the United States, I'd actually consider this species rather docile. Their defense is always going to be to rely on their camouflage first. If you get too close, this is exactly what you're going to hear. That rattle going into full action. Basically a security system that says, you're too close, get any closer, and you may take a bite. You can see how close I am to the snake right now, just about 1.5 feet from it. I don't want to make any sudden movements and provoke it too striking, but it definitely senses that I'm here. The rattlesnake is the pinnacle of snake evolution. What I want you guys to really take a look at are the heat-sensing pits right in front of the eye and right below the nostril that allow these snakes to pick up the heat signatures of their prey. Basically, all they need to do is lay in wait as an ambush predator for something to come close. Their tongue will flick out, they will sense the chemicals, the smell of that prey item, and then with those heat-sensing pits, they can hone in, almost like a heat-seeking missile, and then strike out with those hinged fangs. Remember, the fangs are like hypodermic needles, and the second they inject that venom, that prey item has pretty much no chance of surviving. Now, if it's something like a small rabbit or rat, a chipmunk, a squirrel, and it runs off, the snake will actually follow the scent of that prey item until it succumbs to the venom, and then it's capable of swallowing down its meal. And those fangs work individually of one another, and they will almost use those like grappling hooks to drag their prey backwards into their mouths. Now, the fangs are modified teeth, but all snakes have multiple rows of teeth within their mouth that are constantly being replaced throughout the course of the snake's life. So as the fangs draw the prey in, the other teeth work it back, down the throat, and they swallow their prey whole. Now, as compared to other rattlesnake species in the United States, I would say the timber rattlesnake is more ambush than it is nomadic. They will always lay in wait, waiting for their prey to come to them. Any small mammals or small amphibians that they come across within the forested environment make perfect prey. And a snake of this size, which measures, I would guess, just a little over 3 feet in length, is considered a full-grown adult. You may be saying to yourselves, Coyote, you guys are so good at being able to come across animals. How come it's taken you so many attempts to find the timber rattlesnake? This species specifically has been persecuted beyond what other rattlesnakes have even faced. A lot of times people will come across the den, which is known as a hibernaculum. Once they see this, a huge collection of snakes, what they will do is sometimes dump concrete or gasoline and burn these snakes or bury them alive. So you can wipe out an entire population of snakes by doing something like that. So seeing one of these snakes, actually several of them like this in the wild, in a very difficult to reach spot is a very positive thing. It means that the population is thriving. Nothing makes us more excited than to see a thriving population of timber rattlesnakes. This is just such a cool reptile. Now, the next most important thing that we need to do is actually collect the biometrics of this snake. And to do that, what we're gonna do is gently get it into a snake tube. This will put the least amount of stress on the snake and will be the safest scenario for both myself, Tim, and the crew to be able to handle the snake. What I also want to do is get a more up-close look at that rattle, because when it comes to rattlesnakes, nothing is more impressive than that defense system. All right, snake is on the move. All right, Tim, so what would you like me to do to help with this part of the procedure?
And these guys, you want to gently direct their head into the tube.
Got it.
When he goes in, just set the tube at an angle if you can downward.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes 30 seconds, sometimes it takes 20 minutes. Grab, 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 grab now. Quick, quick, quick. I'm pushing them, push them up. There you go. 2 on the tube, 2 on the snake.
Whew, that was not easy. Wow, that is a powerful snake. My goodness.
With the snake safely tubed, Tim and I are able to quickly collect the biometrics, which include the snake's total length, scale count below the cloaca to determine the reptile's sex, and finally, a rattle button count. This doesn't tell us anything specifically scientific, it's just cool to compare rattle sizes.
That rattle is one of the most unique aspects of this snake. And the rattle itself is actually made out of modified scales. You can actually see the way that it's growing out of the tip of the rattlesnake's tail itself. Now, inside its tail are a bunch of very specialized muscles that allow the tail to vibrate at a very high rate, which causes the rattle to actually rattle. So I can rattle it myself like that, or if I let go of those muscles, the rattlesnake will rattle it on its own. Now, the rattle is made out of something known as keratin, the same material that the scales are made out of, and the same thing that your hair and your fingernails are made out of. People always want to know, well, what's inside the rattle of a rattlesnake? Truth be told, nothing at all. They're actually interlocking segments that are hollow. They're known as buttons, and when they vibrate against each other, that is where you get the rattling sound. Now, you cannot tell the age of a rattlesnake by the number of buttons. People often think that, like the rings of a tree, if you count those buttons, you can tell how old the snake is. That is not true, because throughout the course of the snake's life, it can lose segments of its rattle. But a new button comes into place every single time this snake sheds its skin. This snake here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 buttons on that rattle. Honestly, this is the largest rattle I've ever seen on any of the rattlesnakes we have featured on the Brave Wilderness channel. Truly a unique aspect of this snake's evolution that makes it so incredibly distinct as compared to any other snake around the world. Well, how cool was this? Spending an unbelievable amount of time searching for and finally finding the timber rattlesnake. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.
Together, Tim and I worked out of scene to collect biometrics on the other big snake. It was robust and as healthy as a rattlesnake could be, which was a great sign for this thriving population. No two snakes are ever the same, and considering the timber rattler comes in such a wide variety of color phases, it's pretty cool to see just how different individuals are, especially when compared side by side. Finally, we hiked back down to the point of discovery and released both snakes into their corresponding rock crevices. The future of rattlesnakes, and all snakes for that matter, is always tangled up in a series of uncertainties that center around an unnecessary fear of these misunderstood reptiles. Yet it's conservationists like Tim Brust and the tireless work he does to help people understand the importance of these creatures that will ensure they continue to slither across the planet. If you're a large construction company and are concerned for the safety of your team, but are also cognizant of the important role native wildlife plays, let's get these animals out of the bulldozer's pathway. Click on the link in the video description below to contact Edge Engineering and Science. Tim and the rest of their staff can provide the necessary support to make sure your workers are safe, the project's in compliance, and the final result will be a happy balance between nature and humans.
Got him. That might be your most epic catch of all time.
For anyone that dreams of adventure, there's arguably no greater place on our planet than the Australian outback. This vastly remote stretch of wilderness is the perfect place to encounter some of the country's most recognizable animal species. And if you are a fanatic of reptiles, this is your dream come true. On this expedition, we are traveling nearly 300 miles from the sprawling city of Brisbane and out toward the sparsely populated town of Meandara. From there, we'll venture further into the bush, with the hopes of tracking down one of its largest reptilian inhabitants, the monitor lizard. These ancient-looking reptiles are rather common. However, their elusive nature, coupled with perfectly designed camouflage, can make them incredibly difficult to find. To aid in this epic quest, we have teamed up with two of the country's top reptilian enthusiasts. Lockie Gilding and Max Jackson, who own and operate Australian Wildlife Encounters, know these wild stretches of remote territory better than anyone, and their expertise when it comes to locating monitor lizards is unprecedented. Working under their special permits, we have one collective goal in mind: do whatever it takes to track down and safely catch one of these phantom-like lizards.
Alright guys, Mondo Road begins. Keep your eyes out.
So Max, when it comes to searching for monitors, what is the telltale sign that we're in the right area? I mean, what are we looking for right now?
For the sand monitors and the yellow spotted monitors, you're looking for that type of soil that's not too rocky and a bit sandy that they can dig their burrows in. Basically, as long as they've got a place where they can shelter during winter and during night time. The only other ingredient is heat. They really, really love heat, so they can be active in 35, 40 plus degrees Celsius. So this is perfect here.
The monitor lizard is an iconic reptile that has long been on my wish list of animals to feature on the Brave Wilderness channel. And this would be the first time in my life where that wish stood a chance of coming true.
When I spring out of the car to catch a monitor, I'm gonna need both hands. So we're gonna try to get the initial catch shot from my shoulder instead of the handheld camera. I just know that if I'm fumbling around with a GoPro, I stand a better chance of actually being bitten. Now, let me tell you what you don't want to happen when working with a monitor. For those razor sharp teeth to slice into your arm. It will send you to the hospital and you will be getting stitches. So we're going to the shoulder cam on this one, guys.
All right, man, you ready?
Let's do it.
It's monitor time. Monitor right there. Right there.
Turn the car around. Yep, right back there up on that edge. This is it, guys. Okay. Definitely monitor right up on the edge of the road here.
There's a monitor on the side of the road.
No way.
He dove into here.
Going.
Man, what happened, Coyote?
Well, we saw a small monitor Another one about that big. I mean, lightning quick. We drove past it, actually stayed on the road, and as we got close, put its head up, whoosh, just like that, got down into a burrow. Not a chance of catching that one.
Sprinted after that one.
Did I forget to mention that monitor lizards are incredibly speedy? In fact, for their size, these lizards are one of the fastest reptiles in Australia. And after witnessing the speed of our first target, I soon began to realize that catching a monitor lizard was going to be a lot more difficult than I had previously imagined. Late afternoon was creeping in, as sharp beams of sunlight cut through the trees with a blinding effect. I could feel the window of lizard catching opportunity beginning to close, yet my hold on hope remained strong.
Monitor up ahead? Yeah.
Right there. Slow down.
All right, let's go.
I'm ready to go. Move slow. Okay, guys, we've got a monitor just in front of the vehicle here. We're gonna approach slow. Right now, it is just holding its ground.
In a flash, the lizard sprang into action. Keeping up with a monitor lizard as it speeds through tangles of branches and briar patches is virtually impossible, and it was only a matter of time before one of two things happened. Either the reptile would dive into a burrow and disappear out of reach, or it would retreat high up into a tree, which is exactly what this one did.
See it?
Yeah, it's up there.
Oh, I see it. It's right here up the tree.
Up the tree, right up the tree.
Right here.
As I peered up the trunk of the towering tree before me, only one thought came to my mind: catch that lizard. So as I have done before, without a second of hesitation, I began to scramble up the tree.
Careful. You might make a jump.
He's gonna jump to this other section here. He's at the end of that branch that your left hand's on. He's at the end of that branch.
Man, I've got him, but he is locked onto the end of this branch.
Got him. Nice catch.
Got
it! That might be your most epic catch of all time.
Now the question is, how am I gonna get back down? Hold on, I gotta put it in my pocket. Just kidding. Hi, buddy. All right, guys, I've caught the monitor. Now it's just a matter of getting back down out of this tree with it in my hands. This is a bit of a precarious scenario right here.
Careful.
Bit of a scrape on my manberries there. Not a problem. I have got the lizard.
Hold on, baby. Oh. That was close.
No, I got it.
All right.
Ah! Ah! Ow! Ah!
Easy. Go slow. Go slow.
Ah!
Yeah!
And that is how you climb a tree to catch a monitor. Woo! Let's
That was
get
epic. That was
a bit
epic.
out of the range here.
Oh man, that was amazing.
I told you guys I was going all in to catch one of these lizards. Wow. That's the sand monitor right there. The Gould's sand monitor. The quintessential goanna. Let me catch my breath, guys.
Wow. Man, and one more high five. That was awesome.
That may be the fastest I have ever climbed a tree without branches. And the thing that really helped me there was all of the grippy bark on the side of that tree and the general arced angle. And my arms are ripped up, but it was absolutely worth it to catch this reptile. This is a sand monitor, commonly known as a goanna, and it is an ancient looking creature. I have dreamed about being able to get one of these reptiles up close for the cameras. Now they do get significantly bigger than this, but you can't really top a catch of that magnitude. Wow. I just have to take a second to absorb in the beauty of this reptile. Look at that skin. Little tiny scales and all that speckled patterning. Now I know in the past I've compared some lizard species to dinosaurs. And as we know, dinosaurs evolved into birds, and a lot of times you guys call it, but coyote lizards aren't really dinosaurs. No, they are not, but they are so similar in design. Just look at the head of that creature. I feel like I'm looking at a velociraptor right now. That long neck and those intelligent eyes, and I'll tell you what, these creatures are intelligent, almost problem-solving intelligent. Now, all monitor lizard species have a forked tongue. That forked tongue helps them navigate their environment and also to find and detect their prey. And when it comes back into their mouth, similar to a Gila monster, they have what's called a Jacobson's organ in the roof of their skull. And as the tongue runs over that organ, it tells them, almost like a little computer, your food is this way, or your food is that way, or something is getting close in your environment that you should flee from. Typically, you won't find sand monitors climbing trees. They're a terrestrial species. But in an instance like that, where it's evading a predator, if a tree is the best way to escape, that's exactly where it is going to go. Wow, look at those front forelimbs. Can you guys see those claws? Razor sharp, almost like the talons of a bird of prey. And they have grappled onto my arms in several different places. I'm actually really happy that I wasn't sliced up more than I have been. These creatures are voracious predators. They will eat pretty much anything. They will eat small rodents, they will eat insects, arachnids, other lizards, eggs, and they will even eat dead animals. So a lot of times you will see these lizards out on the roadsides feeding on dead carcasses. Whether it be an emu or a kangaroo, that is fair game for a creature like this to just dig into those guts and have a feast. And this is one healthy lizard. Let me turn it upright like this for you so you can see its back, and it is just holding on to me about as tight as I am holding onto it. Look at that, locked in place, and there is so much muscle structure in the tail and the center of this animal's body. This is a male, a young one. They can grow substantially longer than this. I would say it's about 3 feet in length from the tip of its nose to the tip of its tail. Look at that coloration. You see all the yellow speckling along the sides of the legs and then that yellow tip of the tail? That's one way that you can easily distinguish this monitor as compared to some of the other species that are out here in the bush. Excellent eyesight under the light of day, excellent hearing, incredible speed. This is an apex predator when it comes to the reptiles that can be found here in Australia. So cool, guys. Can you believe that we actually caught a monitor? I am beside myself right now. And we have been working long and hard today. The sun is getting low in the sky. It couldn't be the more perfect scenario to get this reptile up close for the cameras. Woo! I can't believe it, guys. I give you high fives right now, but I need both hands on the lizard to make sure that it doesn't spin around and give me a bite. But this truly is one of the reptiles we hope to get in front of the cameras here in Australia, and we finally did it. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. Man, what a catch! We faced many challenges and several frustrating defeats in our quest to bring this reptile up close for the cameras. Yet it was a combination of patience, teamwork, and sheer determination that ultimately paid off. And there it goes. Man, the sand goanna. Thank you, Australia. Woo! The sand monitor proudly stands as one of the greatest animal encounters of my career. And I consider myself fortunate to have had such an epic conclusion to the tale of my time spent in the land of lizards. Whoa! Jeez, huge water snake.
Oh, they got a green over there. They got a green.
What?
They got a green over there.
man. Ow! Oh, geez. That is one angry black racer. Today we're headed out on a snake scavenger hunt. I'll be working alongside my friend and wildlife biologist, Will Robertson. Say hi, Will. Hi, Will. This region is known for its plethora of species. We're gonna be scouring the fields, searching the forests, flipping rocks, and rolling logs, doing whatever it takes to find some of these cool reptiles. Will, are you ready?
Let's find some snakes.
Ugh, pollen. Oh, snake. I think it was a garter snake. He went down into this little hole right here. Oh, yeah, there's his little face. He's right there. Let's see if I can tickle him out. There he is. Gotcha. Whoa, there we go. All right, let's take a look at this one. So that is the eastern garter snake. One of the coolest things most people don't realize about garter snakes is that they are mildly venomous. Not a venom that could ever hurt a human, but for the most part, these are super calm, super docile snakes. You can see that little defense mechanism right there, totally flattening out the body and almost making the head look as if it's V-shaped, which of course would be indicative of a venomous snake, but as we know, the garter snake is completely harmless. This is cool. It's like a river of moss. Look at that. Now normally, you probably have water flowing down through this spillway and towards this lake that we're getting toward. But it's just a really unique looking habitat, almost like Lord of the Rings. And it seems as if the lake might pay off because Will just said he's got a big water snake basking. Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
These guys are non-venomous, but they do bite quite a bit. So we'll see what this guy does.
All right, Will's got the water snake. Oh yeah, beautiful. And definitely a species that people oftentimes think is venomous, but completely harmless. The northern water snake. That's another one for the list, Will.
Yeah, there we go.
Looking good.
Oh, Coyote, sanitize real quick.
Don't want to spread those snake fungal diseases. Oh, red-bellied snake. Oh, red-bellied snake. Pretty basic looking snake, except for the fact that it has a pretty vibrant red belly. Let's flip it. Oh, a little hole. Look at his little tunnel. Hey, buddy. Got an interesting little precarious scenario here. There's a rock ledge that a black racer's up on. I think if I drop myself down into this little hole, I might be able to come around the edge and get it. I see it, but it does not see me. It's right there. Definitely right on the edge of this cliff. Got it. Getting under control is gonna be a whole nother story, and these snakes are really bitey. Oh, geez. That is one angry black racer. Will, got a black racer for the snake scavenger hunt. Oh. See if I can do this without taking a bite. There we go. Okay. Focus is on the camera at the moment. And there we have it. Another species for the snake scavenger hunt. All right, Mario, I'm gonna bring it up for the tight shot. That is the black racer. Looks like it's getting ready to shed its skin. You can tell that from the cloudiness in the eyes. And the thing that I love most about this species is its agility and its speed. Not to mention the coloration is very similar to the black mamba. But of course, this is a non-venomous species. So a bite is gonna be nothing more than a little soap and water to clean up. All right, watch how fast the snake is when I let it back into the environment. Or not. That's kind of cool just to get it in that display mode. I thought you were just gonna speed off, but instead you're giving us some incredible B-roll. Nothing wrong with that.
Ooh, look at that. Big ringneck snake. That's a nice orange belly. So these guys spend most of their time underground looking for things like salamanders to eat. They're very tame snakes. They never bite. You can see they have tiny, tiny little heads with a prominent yellow ring right around the neck.
Double flip? No. Put here? Nope. Guess who found a hognose snake? Right here, Will. Oh, it's on the move. I got it.
I'll grab him up here.
Okay. Whoa. Wow. A hognose snake for the scavenger hunt.
This is a difficult one to find, and look at that pointed nose right there.
Uh-oh. You know what happens when they poop, right?
Yeah, these guys are known for playing dead.
Oh my gosh, the smell is unbearable. Wow. Dude, you are covered in poop.
Let's wipe that off.
Oh my gosh. Hands. When lifting rocks, swallowed a bug. I was gonna try to tell you about rock etiquette. Back to one. When lifting rocks, it's important to have good rock etiquette, which means you lift a rock gently and you place it right back exactly where you found it.
Ants.
Whoa. Did they bite or sting? Let's find out. They don't really do anything. They run away. Not a sting episode. Will just called out to me that he found an abandoned car that I need to check out. I don't know what an abandoned car would be doing out here on the side of this mountain. Like, how did it even end up here? Wow, that is, what?
I would not be surprised if rattlesnakes were using this old rusted car. That's really interesting.
I mean, how did this
Eyes peeled
get
around.
here?
They must have rolled it down the hill and crashed it.
It'd be really creepy if we found a body in it.
Not that I can see, just some bush light.
Yeah,
Don't drink and drive.
that's a good message.
Let's see if we can lift this hood.
Give her a flipperoo.
Don't see any rattlesnakes.
No.
Worth a check though. Oh, this is tired. Did it spin?
Yeah, rested in place. Creepy.
Oh, there's a rat snake on top.
Oh my gosh, there is.
Check it out.
Oh my goodness.
In the abandoned car. A new species.
Oh, new one.
Ow.
New one. All right, what do you need me to do?
Gotta try to
I might be able
out
to.
of there.
Here. Let me get.
Tangled in the engine. There we go.
Whoa.
New species.
Whoa. Careful. Yes. How about that? All right, Will, what do we got?
We've got a black rat snake, and this is actually a small one. Despite being a pretty decent sized snake, these guys are the largest snakes around here. They can get almost 8 feet long. They eat birds and they climb right up trees to nab squirrels. This guy's in shed, so his eyes are pretty blue.
Unbelievable.
Awesome.
What would you say is the holy grail of snake species in this area?
I would say the green snake. They're bright green. They look like nothing else from around here. They're super tropical looking. You never believe that they're right here in the Appalachians.
When it comes to garter snakes, we found the mother lode. A whole pile of sunning snakies right there. These rocks are alive with snakes. This is perfect conditions at the moment to find a number. Whoa! Jeez, huge water snake. Really big northern water snake. All right, here, let's, yeah, I'm gonna need at least you to hold the camera.
Okay.
Wow, that's a big one. Hopefully it does not decide to give me a chomp, because this is good size. Wow.
Oh, they got a green over there. They got a green.
What?
They got a green over there.
Man, ow!
Oh, okay, we're coming.
Oh!
Beautiful.
Amazing!
And that's one of the rare ones for around here.
I was walking and sure enough, just saw a little movement and reached down and got the little green snake.
Amazing. That is the holy grail. Wow, okay, well, all in one 2-minute clip. Huge northern water snake and a smooth green snake. Here, let me give you this. All right, let me see this guy. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
The smooth green snake. That is the ultimate right there. Look at that. Big snake, little snake. Cute snake, seemingly dangerous snake, but both completely harmless.
No way. Mario just got another green snake. How big is this one?
Oh my gosh. It's even tinier.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that little guy.
Wow.
Oh, that is gorgeous little green snake.
Will, we did it. 2 beautiful smooth green snakes. Now, what's your favorite thing about this reptile?
It's gotta be the vibrance, hands down. I mean, it's a bright green snake. It looks like it came from the jungle, but here we are in the Appalachians and we've got it.
So this is one of my favorite snake species as a kid. I used to always see them in my backyard, but they're becoming more and more scarce. And what is the reason for that?
Well, you know, along with habitat destruction, when people spray pesticides on their lawn, these guys eat insects. So if they eat insects that have pesticides on them, well, you know what happens.
It's gonna wipe out the snake. So less pesticides means more smooth green snakes. Will, an enormous thanks to you for taking us out today in some of your favorite herping spots. This was the ultimate snake scavenger hunt. Make sure to check out Will's YouTube channel. Lots of awesome videos there. And until we collaborate on the next one, I'm Coyote Peterson.
I'm Will Robertson.
Be brave.
Stay wild.
We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, smooth green snakes, back into the grass. Fish on! Should I be letting it take line like this?
Yeah.
Oh, he's running! Whoa, there it just jumped, do you see it? It's like the size of a killer whale! Wow, it is massive! This could be a new world record size fish! Well, it's the start of a very big adventure. We are in the middle of nowhere right now. British Columbia is a massive expanse of wilderness, and this river that's flowing here is the Fraser River. And it's surrounded in lore and mystery, primarily around the sightings of what may be a prehistoric creature. We're gonna be working with 2 experts today, Kevin and Mariko, conservationists and anglers. And our goal is to see if we can catch one of these supposed river monsters. Sunshine's starting to peek out. You've got clouds lining in between the crests of these mountains. You got the frost line up top with the snow caps. British Columbia is absolutely beautiful. And we're gonna catch a river monster. Ho, 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 a big river monster. All right, the boat's getting ready to pick me up. It's go time.
In British Columbia, we're pretty fortunate with what we have here for fishing, right? It's a mecca in the world for fishing. Once I was about 14 years old and saw one for the first time. Last year, we were fortunate enough to land a fish that's 11 foot 6.5 to the fork. And we were pretty excited, to say the least, to see something that spectacular. It changed my life.
Well, hopefully we catch something between 7 and maybe 14 feet today. Kevin has the world record at this point, but as long as we get a big fish on the line, we will have an excellent episode. Okay, so we officially have a couple of lines in the water, and like most fishing, now we begin the weighting process. There's heavy weight on the end of these baits, so it essentially stays in one spot. We want to let the fish come to it 28 feet deep in this spot right here. So we're gonna catch a big one today.
These 2 here are real close to this bait here. They're just sitting beside each other. Just see those 2?
Yep.
Hold on, okay, here we go. We're getting a bite.
Oh, we might have a bite.
Now, it could be a smaller fish, or it could be monstrous, and he's just going super slow with trying to get the bait, right?
Oh yeah, definitely pulling a little bit. Not a big fish. Oh, okay, definitely a lot more pull now. Oh yeah, there he is, there he is.
Just keep him in the water.
Oh yes. Wow.
Just keep him in the water.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whoa. That is like perfect handle and hug size. Look at that prehistoric creature. A little mini river monster. Even at this size, incredible power. You're gonna walk them in?
Walk him in, yeah.
Okay.
First one.
Fish is secure.
Good job.
Oh my goodness. Look at you. Unbelievable. That is the white sturgeon, a very miniaturized version of what we're hoping to catch throughout the course of today, but this gives us a chance to really examine the animal. Look at that beautiful coloration. It almost glistens white and blue. Now what's unique about the body structure of this fish is that it's very muscular. The skeleton is made of cartilage, but the head is made of solid bone. The snout is very shovel-nosed in design. You see those little things dangling off the front there? Those are the barbels, and it's those barbels that can sense chemicals within the environment that help these creatures search for their food.
Now the mouth of the fish, I'm gonna lift it up just very gently like that so you can see the underside. They have no teeth. These are environmental vacuums, and that they use suction to bring small crustaceans and other animal into their mouths. So they use flat, raspy plates to crush down on and then swallow their prey. And they've got these distinct pectoral fins on their side, which helps balance their body when they're underwater. But it's this dorsal fin in the back and the tail that really makes it look like a shark. That caudal fin will often be seen coming to the surface, and those are one of the indicators that people think that they're seeing some sort of prehistoric monster. This fish is truly ancient in design, and its reptilian look, especially if that back just comes to the surface like that, shows you why people may misidentify this animal as a mythological creature. At this point, we want to get the fish back off and into the environment, but this is small, 2.5 feet in length. We're hoping to find something that dwarfs this fish, something that could truly be considered a river monster. All right, buddy, thanks for hanging out with us, and happy hunting.
For us, it's very encouraging to see these fish, and when you get the small ones, they're my favorite, and so it's great seeing them.
Yeah, the young ones mean the next generation is going to become someday these living dinosaurs in a sense.
Exactly.
Well, certainly the work that you're doing to instill conservation and education aligns with everything that we're doing at Brave Wilderness, and if we can catch a big fish, we'll be able to show the world just why these creatures are so cool.
Yeah, for sure, and it'll be good to see, you know, what sizes we get, because it's kind of like a lottery out here, right?
Yeah.
You get little guys, you get big guys, we don't know.
Any tips for how to bring in one of these fish, especially if it's 7 feet or more and weighing close to 300 pounds?
Yeah, so one thing is never let your guard down, ever. And also, if you have a little bit of a pause, straighten out your arms rather than keep them really tight in like this, and that'll give your bicep and your forearm a little bit of a break, and then you gotta get right back into it.
So you see that fish on there? I'm gonna try and cast right close to him.
Yeah. It's just trailing off the back of the boat. The big question is whether or not it's actually hungry and wanting to feed. If we get that monster on the line, hold on.
Now we got a fish.
Fish on! Big one?
Bigger.
Bigger! Whoa!
Okay, you're gonna grab this. And you're gonna stay square to him.
Okay.
So face him.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, this could be a legit river monster right here.
And hold on tight, because when he's going, he's gonna go.
Yep. So I'm just feeling him hold on, basically.
Just hold on, yeah. Okay, yeah. Get ready. Hold on tight, don't reel, just hold. Just hold.
Whoa, that's a strong fish right there. Holy cow, we definitely have a river monster on the end of this line. Wow, this is gonna require a lot of strength, I can tell that. Should I be letting it take line like this?
Yeah, let him go, just stay square to him.
Oh, this is a very, very big fish. I'm using all my body weight to hold on to this animal. Come on, baby. Oh boy. Farewell and adieu, all ye fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, ye ladies of Spain. We got a big one here, Chief. This could be a new world record size fish. Kevin and I might break his record today. My forearms are screaming right now. That's why you don't skip arm day at the gym. Wow. Oh, look at him taking slack. Oh, he's running. Every time I have the chance for slack, I gotta take it. Oh, there just jumped, do you see it? It's like the size of a killer whale. Woo! It is huge, did you see it? Oh, it is really big. We do not want to lose this fish. We've got the fish up at the surface, it's absolutely huge. Mario's filming its heads right alongside the boat. Wow, it is massive. Holy cow, what do you want me to do, Kevin?
This right there's good, I'm gonna grab the line.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna grab the weight, reel a little bit.
Okay, reel a little bit in.
This right there, yeah, that's good right there. Hold it there. Hold it there.
Whoa. Oh yeah. That is a big fish.
Good job.
Wow. Holy cow. Yeah, that is a hoss right there. It's spilling out of the cradle.
Okay, let's see what his length is.
225. Wow, yeah.
86.
86. 225, 86.
7.5 feet,
That's
so that's
a
over 8.
huge tail.
Over 8 total length.
Over 8?
Total length, yeah.
His head is huge, absolutely massive. Look at the size of its head. It's like a battering ram. Woo! We have done it. We have caught a true dinosaur. The white sturgeon, measuring 8 feet in length and capping in at probably close to 300 pounds. And when you look at the design of this animal, it looks exactly like the smaller one we caught earlier. The big bony head, the scutes that run down the length of the body, but the difference is the girth and the weight. This thing is absolutely massive. Now the lineage of this fish species dates back 200 million years. And throughout our adventure, Kevin keeps calling these things dinosaurs. They truly are living fossils. What would you guess, Kevin? This fish is probably close to 70 or 80 years of age?
Yeah, for sure, at this size, yeah.
That is ancient.
Something very cool about this fish is, see these scutes around here? They're like blue. Every fish has different unique markings. You can always see it on the head, and you can also see it on the scutes. This fish has got really, really unique markings, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, it almost looks like this diamond pattern, and the head is so smooth, and then as soon as you get to those scutes, they really are razor sharp, but they have this iridescent glow to them, and the pattern on each individual fish is completely unique, correct?
Yeah, and also the scutes, right? The further they go upriver on the Fraser here, they'll wear down like sandpaper, so the closer to the ocean, they're sharper, and if they're a transient fish, you can get sharp fish in areas that you typically don't.
We spent hours traveling upriver by boat, but believe it or not, civilization is all around us. The biggest threat a fish of this size faces is non-selective salmon nets. These animals get tangled up, the nets aren't checked for significant periods of time, and they end up drowning. 80 years that it takes to get to this size, and it can be lost in a single day simply because a net is not being checked. It's really heartbreaking when you think about it. But at the same time, people don't think about these animals. The sturgeon is not exactly the prettiest fish on the face of the planet. It lives in murky water, feeding at the bottom, an environmental vacuum cleaner, but they're incredibly important. And without them, the river system will completely fall out of balance. You gotta love something that's this big and this ancient. When do you ever get to be hands-on with a dinosaur? I absolutely love this fish. Sturgeon have been one of those misunderstood creatures that I've loved since I was a little kid. Oh, this was so cool. Now, angling this fish was incredibly difficult, exhausting on the body, but the reward, being able to get it up close, and most importantly, being able to share it with the audience is what's gonna help change the face of conservation for these fish. If you can't see it, if you can't appreciate it, you can't truly love it. And if you can't love something, you don't have a real reason to protect it. Kevin, thank you so much for bringing us out on this expedition. For me, this is a new personal best, 8 feet in length, 300 pounds. Thank you, sturgeon. You have now topped the alligator gar. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, big fish, off you go.
Every day another giant vanishes from our planet, many of which go unseen and unrecognized. But conservation warriors like Kevin and Mariko are working tirelessly to change this. To glimpse a river monster at the surface is a sight one never forgets, and is a story of the unexplained that can last a lifetime. But to physically angle, get hands-on with, and spiritually connect with these ancient creatures is a privilege one can only experience in person. If you would like to raise awareness for white sturgeon and become part of a research expedition, make sure to visit and book your adventure today.
All right, guys, we got a good turtle out in front of us. Camera's rolling. This could be it.
Australia is home to many reptilian species. And while several of them are found within the confines of the continent's interior, beyond the tide, you will find one of the world's most cherished animals, the green sea turtle. In the past, I've had the chance to swim alongside these elegant and timeless beings, yet strict regulations prohibit anyone from making physical contact with these reptiles. However, on this adventure, that is all about to change. Today, the crew and I are heading off the coast of Bowen, a small town situated at the top of the Whitsundays on the eastern side of Queensland. Under the invitation of the World Wildlife Fund, we will be given the chance to work alongside the traditional owner rangers from Jaru and Bindle people. These rangers take responsibility for the management and protection of their sea country, including iconic species like the green sea turtle. Their work includes safely catching, collecting data, and tagging these magnificent marine reptiles so scientists can then determine what is happening to the turtle population and ensure that the species is continuing to thrive in these warm waters.
And as a Birragubba Jiru elder, I'd like to welcome you to country and hope you have a good day.
Coyote, what's going on?
Doing a smoke ceremony right now, and the flames are just welcoming us into this community.
I consider myself to be an expert when it comes to catching turtles, and my method of leaping from kayaks to catch snapping turtles has often proven to be incredibly successful. Catching sea turtles, however, is a very different challenge. As compared to snapping turtles, these ocean-dwelling reptiles are incredibly fast, and instead of leaping feet first from a slow-rowing kayak, I will be jumping from a speeding boat. The good news is that I will be apprenticing a man who I now consider to be the greatest turtle catcher of all time, Aaron Taters. He will be showing me the tricks of the trade that he has spent several years mastering and which have resulted in the safe capture, data collection, tagging, and release for hundreds of sea turtles.
So what are you looking for, Aaron? You looking for shadows in the water?
Yeah, we're looking for a sort of a dark brown figure.
Okay.
We'll see the turtles, they'll either sit still or they'll make a move for it. The moment they move, we tell Eddie, yep, he's off to the right, and that's what we'll chase him then.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is kind of the same way I search for snapping turtles. I look for a dark shadow beneath the surface, wait for it to start moving. I know it's not a rock, and then you make it go.
Yep. Sometimes you will get confused because there's a lot of stingray around here. So just before you sing out, yeah, there's a turtle, just make sure you see his flippers first, and then start chasing.
Goodyear to one, this is Little Gungu. Any turtles sighted yet?
Not yet, but we're working on it. We'll keep you posted.
Roger that. Over and out.
There he is there. To the right.
Got a turtle to our right here. He's just in front of us.
He's going left.
So really quick. Going left.
Upon spotting several smaller turtles and witnessing their impressive speed, I quickly realized that catching a sea turtle was going to be much more difficult than I had originally anticipated.
There's a big turtle here, big one, big one.
Go.
Yes! Ah, yeah! Nice catch!
Oh, that was a rough miss. But the good news is that Aaron was right there to follow up with an epic dive and successful catch. Boy, does he make it look easy.
Ah! 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 Dude, I had his front flipper in my hand.
Yeah, I thought that's what
I had his flipper.
I said he's got it.
Ah! Well, great catch again, Aaron. Dude, that was epic. All right. I was so close. That was the one. I had the entire flipper in my hand and it went whoop right out. I tried to grab the back of the shell, couldn't do it. But at least we caught the turtle. Let's get it onto the research boat, get the biometrics,
Keep at it. As a team, our rate of success was fantastic, yet my personal performance was lackluster at best. I could feel that my confidence for catching sea turtles was beginning to sink. Yet Aaron, being the incredible mentor that he was, continued to encourage and critique my style.
Yeah, I see him.
Way too deep.
It's harder than it looks, folks.
Man, it was the same thing before. I was not in front of the turtle.
Time was running out, and my window to land a giant was beginning to close, when the boat slowly motored into a clear stretch of water that revealed a massive dark shadow beneath the surface.
All right, guys, we got a good turtle out in front of us. Camera's rolling, this could be it.
This was it. The pressure was on, and I would only have one dive, one chance to catch this turtle.
Yep.
Aaron kept his sights locked on the speeding reptile, waiting for an opportune moment when it would slow its forward momentum and prepare to breach the surface for a breath of air. This would be my window of opportunity, and in that instance, he shouted the command.
Oh!
Careful! Woo! Man. Caught a turtle! That did not feel good. I jumped, grabbed the back of the shell. Woo! Man, that is a good sized turtle right there. Without question, the biggest turtle I have ever caught. Man! I told you guys I'd do it! Woo!
Oh, nice.
That's a big one.
That's a male.
That's a male. Woo! Look at that tail.
Oh, man.
My goodness.
That's a dragon tail.
Oh. Yes! Yes! Woo! That's my dragon right there. Man, best turtle catch ever of my life at least. Woo! All right, guys, we got to get the rest of our gear, get onto the research boat, get the biometrics, and then release this dragon back into the wild. Yes!
Yes!
I hope I caught all that on this camera. All right, guys, well, there we have it. There is the green sea turtle that I landed, and he is an absolute giant. This is the first male of the trip that we have caught. An absolute beast. Can you guys believe this?
I can't believe you caught it. That was an amazing catch.
Well, when I jumped into the water, I kind of went to the side. I grabbed the side of its shell, my hand slid down, I held onto the back of the shell and actually climbed up the side of it to get right behind the back of the carapace. And you can see how healthy this turtle is. Look at it is actually spilling out of its shell. I know, buddy. Now let's take a look at the carapace of this reptile. It is massive, and I love this teardrop shape. You see that? This allows these turtles to stay completely streamlined when they're swimming under the water. If you take a look here, look at the size of this turtle's tail. Just like a snapping turtle, male green sea turtles have an extremely long tail. Look at that. As long and as big around as my arm is. An absolute dragon tail right there. Now, you hear the name green sea turtle, you may be thinking to yourselves, well, Coyote, it's mostly brown in coloration. Why do they call it a green sea turtle? That name comes from a thick layer of green fat that exists just beneath the bone of the carapace that insulates them between the bone and all of their main organs. I know, buddy, you just want to get back out there into the ocean, don't you? Now, this guy's just fine, don't worry. Sea turtles can stay out of the water for an extended period of time.
What a beautiful turtle. Look at those eyes. Such kind, intelligent eyes. And you may notice that the turtle's eyes are very wet. Almost looks like it's crying. It's not crying. All turtles are capable of secreting a mucus from their eye membrane to help keep their eyes wet when they're out of the water. This goes for all turtles. Painted turtles, snapping turtles, spiny soft shells, even sea turtles have the ability to secrete that mucus. Now you'll notice the beak of this reptile is not hooked, because unlike a snapping turtle, they're not out there actually hunting for prey. When they get to be this big, they're completely herbivores, just kind of sifting along the bottom, eating algae and seagrass. And the underside, oh, let me see, look at that. You see how the lower part of the jaw is actually serrated? They have bolt cutter-like power that would easily snip off the edge of your finger. So when I jumped into the water, the first thing I was thinking was, don't get my fingers near the mouth of the turtle.
All right, Coyote, I think, hey, Mario, why don't you jump in there and help Coyote with the turtle?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help. This turtle is so unbelievably strong. It just wants to spin. We want to keep it as calm as we possibly can. There you go, buddy. Mario, you kind of got it locked in place there?
Yeah, sure did.
Okay, well, the first thing I'm gonna do is get the length of the carapace. Tracy, if you got that measuring tape, thank you. I know, buddy. I know. Shh, 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 shh. Try to calm down. Sometimes what I do with snapping turtles is actually just to place my hand on top of the head. Try to talk a little bit quieter. Got him calmed down now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go right from the front edge of the carapace there. Mario, if you want to just hold that in place.
Yep, you're good.
Right down the center line. It is right at 94 centimeters.
Show me that real quick.
Check that out. Without question, the largest turtle I have ever caught. Thank you, Tracy. All right, now the next thing we want to do is get this turtle's weight. Getting the turtle inside of this harness was one of the most difficult aspects of this whole episode so far. Do you guys have any guesses as to how much this turtle weighs?
240 pounds.
240 pounds. Mario?
250.
250.
Oh, okay.
Ben, what do you think?
Hey, Ben, what do you think?
I'm gonna go 275.
275. Wow, all right. I'm gonna go 230.
230.
Say it weighs 230. And good, turtle is off the ground.
A little bit more,
Flying turtle.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. He's clear.
104.1 kilos. Bring it down.
All right. 230 pounds.
Wow.
You're right on the
I guessed it, 230. Amazing, 230 pounds is what this green sea turtle weighs. What an absolute giant. Amazing, okay. The next thing we're gonna do is tag this sea turtle. This one has never been tagged before, so that's really exciting for today's research. Where I'm gonna tag it is right up here on its left fin between these two scales. You see that right there?
Now, is that a fin or a flipper, Coyote?
Oh, I guess, yeah, whether you call it a fin or you call it a flipper or a foot, sea turtles, and one of the things that really makes them different than other turtles is you can see they do not have typical toes. And like other turtles, they're not actually able to tuck inside of their shells, even less so than a snapping turtle. This isn't gonna hurt. This is gonna be like getting your ear pierced. I'm gonna do this as quickly and as smoothly as possible. You got a good shot right there, Mark?
Sure do.
All right, big guy. This is just
Now, their skin is really tough. This isn't hurting the turtle.
No, this skin is like leather. And I'm gonna ratchet down real tight here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Perfect. All right, the turtle is officially tagged, and as you guys know, I name all the turtles that I catch, and I think we're gonna name this one Eddie, after the man who so perfectly captained the ship today and lined us up to be able to make this catch possible. I did not expect to catch a turtle this size. I was just hoping that I could catch a single sea turtle, and after getting the chance to stand on the front of that boat and watch Aaron dive in and catch several turtles, I said to myself, you know what? I think I can pull this off, but to catch one of this size is truly something that I never thought was possible. Biggest turtle I have ever caught. Wow, what an epic end to one amazing day here in Australia. And I have to give an enormous thank you to the World Wildlife Fund of Australia and the Gujita Rangers for bringing us out, showing us the conservation work that they're doing, and all the efforts they're making to not only preserve, but also protect these incredible marine reptiles. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, guys, it's time to get Eddie back off into the ocean. The green sea turtle represents everything that is beautiful about our oceans, and they are considered to be one of the most revered reptiles on our planet. Their sentient nature has made them an iconic figure in the world of conservation. Yet the future of this creature is unknown, as their species is either considered threatened or endangered throughout their worldwide range. Still, hope glows brightly on the horizon, as organizations like WWF and traditional owner rangers are constantly researching and promoting the environmental preservation and conservation of this species, ultimately ensuring a legacy for generations to come. Costa Rica is home to one of the world's richest amphibian diversities, and we figured this was the perfect opportunity to do a frog scavenger hunt. So what we're gonna do tonight is see how many species we can find in a single adventure. If you guys are ready, let the hunt begin. Holy cow, look at this. Holy mackerel. Okay, so check this out. We've got our first frog of the night, just a little one. I believe it is a stream frog. Let's see if I can catch it. You see it right there in the leaves? Look how well camouflaged that tiny hopper is. Got it. That is a stream frog, a female stream frog. And the females with this species get significantly bigger than the males. Typically, it's the males that are found in the streams, but females are more commonly found in forested areas. And one of the coolest things about this frog is the coloration on the underside of its belly. Look at all of that yellow and orangish red speckling, and then those bright red legs. And if you look at the design of the frog's head, it's almost matte in coloration. Not so vibrant on top, but the underside is absolutely beautiful. All right, let's let her go and carry on. Here we go. So it's not technically a frog yet, but right there is a little egg cluster of frog eggs, and inside, every once in a while, you can see the teeny tiny tadpoles moving within that gelatinous structure. That is some variety of tree frogs, and they are beginning to take on life. Very cool. All right, guys, we got another little frog here. Got him. Okay. Wow, that is a very strong, thick-fingered dirt frog. Now, the females do grow larger than the males, so I'm thinking this is definitely a female. And what's unique about these frogs is that they go through what's called direct development. So these frogs actually lay eggs that turn right into little froglets. There are no tadpoles in the life cycle of this frog. No, I got him again. Wow, it is unbelievably strong. It's like on par in strength with the smoky jungle frog. And they call them thick-fingered dirt frogs because look how big and robust those front fingers are. Very cool. Well, that is another frog to check off on our list in tonight's frog scavenger hunt. Not the most brilliantly colored one, but the life cycle certainly is interesting. All right, let's keep searching. I'm looking for frogs. You're scanning down, you're scanning up, and then back up, and then back down, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, got a frog right here. Look at this. Red-eyed. No! That is a splendid leaf frog right there. Holy cow, look at this. Yes! This is, without question, probably the most beautiful frog we could have come across tonight. Unbelievable. Okay, let's see. Don't want this guy to get away. If he's gonna go anywhere, he's gonna jump right out onto my hat. Got him. All right, let me see if we can get you to just, there we go. Climb right up onto my hand. That is a frog that just jumped onto the light. Hold on a second. And I was just about to explain how, like all frogs, they can hop if they need to, but they're much more prone to actually walking up and over the branches. You can see they have these really long, spindly legs, and each one of those toes is armed with a very sticky little suction cup pad. And in fact, their fingers can spread out so much that when they jump from leaf to leaf, they practically glide and can move themselves through the rainforest. When it comes to beauty, look at that orange coloration. And you can't miss that tiger striping that runs down the sides of the body. And look at those eyes. They have a vertical pupil, which gives them the ability to see incredibly well at night. And that pupil expands and contracts to allow light to come into the eyes. This frog is up in the treetops right now, hunting for primarily insects. This frog very rarely, if ever, comes down from the treetops. So for us to see one at this level, this height within the rainforest, was practically being in the right place at the right time. I'm just so blown away, so awestruck at the beauty of this frog. All right, we're gonna place this frog back up into its tree and see what other species we can find. I don't know that we're gonna find anything more beautiful than this, but we certainly could find something a little bit bigger. And there it goes, right back onto the light. So, we've got another frog. I can't tell what species it is. Very difficult to see. I could just see its little butt hanging down on the underside of a leaf right there. And there's no telling whether or not this is solid ground or very sinky mud, but I'm gonna go out there and see if we can get that guy. What I'm gonna actually do is just pick the leaf and bring the leaf and the frog with me. Gives you a really good look at just how camouflaged these frogs can be. Legs all completely tucked in, eyes closed, just looks like a bump on a leaf. That is the red-eyed leaf frog. Quintessential Costa Rica right there. This is the most famous frog that you can come across here in Costa Rica. And even despite the fact that I've got him perched on the edge of my thumb there, the frog is still half asleep. And look at that. There's a little nictitating membrane that comes over the eye that even has camouflage on it. Looks like the veins of a leaf. This frog is an absolute master when it comes to camouflage. Now, one of the coolest things about these frogs is they are insectivores, which means they primarily feast on insects. And they have teeny tiny little teeth in those jaws, but they actually use their eyeballs to help push their food down and into their throat. So if they catch a fly or a beetle or a moth and begin to chomp on it, those eyes will help force that insect down their throat and eventually into the digestive tract. I put in quite a bit of effort to go out there in the mud to get you, but you're a little camera shy. That's okay. You still count as another frog in our frog scavenger hunt. The most famous frog we could have come across tonight, the one and only red-eyed leaf frog. All right, I'm gonna go back out into the mud, find a new leaf for this frog, and we're gonna continue searching. All right, got some good water here. Let's check this out. Oh, careful, slippery. Oh, here we go. Look at this, a glass frog. Yes! Okay, move very, very slowly, right on the edge of that leaf. That right there is a dwarf glass frog. Now here in Costa Rica, there are 14 species of glass frog. All of them are very unique. Some of them actually have completely clear undersides. You can see the organs and the structure of their underbelly right through their skin. Now, I don't need to physically get hands-on with this frog, but what I will do is bend the leaf just forward for you a little bit there. Oh, now it's onto us. And what's really unique about the glass frog is that this frog's head structure is what actually gave inspiration for the design of Kermit the Frog. How cool is that? Kermit is, in fact, a glass frog. Well, of all the frog species we were going to come across tonight, I was actually really hoping that we would see a glass frog. This is cool. The dwarf glass frog, smallest of the glass frog group. Stealthy, moving in on him. His burrow is right behind him. Got him! Got him! Holy mackerel! Look at the size of that smoky jungle frog. Those forearms are absolutely massive. Without question, a male. He is like Popeye, looks like this frog has been eating spinach. Look at those forearms. They are so muscular. And that is the quintessential call of the smoky jungle frog. Now they will make that noise if they feel as if they're in danger. Am I gonna be eaten right now if I make this screaming noise? Perhaps whoever it is that's holding on to me will let me go and I'll be able to escape. Now, if the sound doesn't drive you off, these frogs secrete a very potent toxin from their skin. It smells very pungent, and if you have any scrapes or cuts on your fingers and it gets in there, it is going to burn like crazy. And actually, if that mucus is on your skin for too long, it will just start to burn on its own. It smells absolutely terrible. Now, the way I can tell this is a male, is the males grow larger than the females, and they have these very distinct secondary thumbs, which actually allows them to grip onto the females during breeding season. And the bigger and more dominant the forelimbs, the more powerful this frog is when it comes to battling for the rights to a breeding territory. I know, you've got so much to say. We heard you the first time. We really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Now, just so it's clear, me holding on to this frog right now is not causing it any pain. I'm holding on to the big, thick muscles in the hind legs. This distress call is essentially a way for this frog to escape any potential predator. You can imagine if you were an ocelot and you came into the environment and you bit onto this frog and it started screaming like that, it would startle you, giving this frog the chance to escape. But when it comes to frog scavenger hunts here in Costa Rica, I don't think we could have ended the night better than with the enormous smoky jungle frog. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, let's get Big Boy back down into his burrow. Hey, Coyote Pack, if you enjoyed this frog scavenger hunt, write in the comments section below and tell us what your favorite species of the night was. Here's a quick recap. Streamside frog, thick-fingered dirt frog, splendid leaf frog, red-eyed leaf frog, dwarf glass frog, and last but not least, smoky jungle frog.
Got a crocodile right up on the embankment.
I got him. Proper Steve Irwin style for sure. People often ask Coyote, where does the inspiration for the work that you do come from? There are three very key people who have influenced my career. Steven Spielberg, Bear Grylls, and the one and only Steve Irwin. Tonight, I'm getting the chance to fulfill a childhood dream. We're headed out into a top secret location in Darwin with the proper permits to catch saltwater crocodiles by hand. For as far back as I can remember, watching Steve hanging off the front of a boat, leaning into the water, grabbing a salty and pulling it up on deck is something that I've always wanted to get the chance to try and do. Will I be able to pull off the ultimate Steve Irwin catch tonight? I guess we'll see. I'm dedicating this episode to you, Steve. Thank you for all the inspiration that you have provided for myself and everybody out there who loves animals. Rest in peace, my mate. And we're gonna do you proper. Let's catch some crocs. Crikey.
He said nothing's, not a drop of rain. Well, when you're in the northern territory, anything goes, rain or shine. And we've been struggling with rain lately, and we're about to launch out the boat to go look for salties. Got a little bit of a storm coming in, but who cares? Let's go out there and find some crocs.
We are officially out on the river. The object tonight is to catch something under 2 meters in length, and the challenge is to hang off the front of the boat to do this with my bare hands. Classic Steve Irwin style. At the moment, the focus is all about eye shine. Getting the crocodile's eyes to reflect in flashlight beams is gonna be our first indicator that we'll have the opportunity to make a catch. Now, if we spot a crocodile, they're super susceptible to noise and the variations in light. So Max will have to keep the light spotted right on the animal as we stay silent and slowly drift in. With any luck, we'll find one that's the right size and get it up close for the cameras.
See the croc just there?
Yeah.
Yeah, see it? Yeah, tiny little baby. Oh yeah, perfect, that's perfect. Hand size.
Okay, so we've got a really small crocodile. It's right up against the embankment. We're gonna try to get it.
We hit the roots and it went down and I could see it just going. I just nicked the edge of its tail. I actually had a lot of trouble seeing it until we got right up on it. Ah, that was so close. It was a tiny one. It was about this long. Little hatchling. Got a crocodile right up on the embankment. We'll get close. I don't think we're gonna be able to catch that one, but we'll see how long it stays there. I'll jump right up on land if I have to. Got it. I got him. I can't see behind me. There's like a tunnel here. Let me see if I can just get control for a second here. Proper Steve Irwin style for sure. Woo! Look at that, Salty. Oh, buddy. Oh, my arms are shaking. I'm so excited. The good news is I have control in exactly the right spot, but it's just at that angle where it would be very, very difficult for me to hold on to this animal with just one hand. And yeah, you see? It's requiring a lot of strength. If he spins around the wrong way, gets my arm or my hand in his mouth and spins around, there goes my hand or my arm. But that's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. The saltwater crocodile, the absolute perfect size we could have hoped to come across and up on land. Yeah, he's a very, very, very strong animal. Oh, my arms are shaking. This is the moment. Childhood dream come true right here. The chance to interact with a saltwater crocodile. Growing up, countless times I watched Steve Irwin catch crocodiles 8 times this. But for me, getting hands-on with a reptile of this power and this ferocity is a life-changing experience. Now, you see those teeth up front there, perfect for catching fish, really, at this age. Although as an opportunistic predator, if something comes close to the embankment, the speed at which these reptiles can launch up and out to grab their prey is staggering. And this reptile is absolutely gorgeous. See its eyes? Oh, and that distress call right there, even at this size, is basically saying, I'm a big boy. Do not get too close. I will give you a bite that you'll never forget. And as a matter of fact, I may take a piece of you with me. Wow, absolutely beautiful. And I'm gonna hold on tight and just kind of lift his tail up a little bit. Look at all the muscular structure. That is the propeller that powers these animals forward so fast. As I snuck up behind it, I was immediately thinking it was going to launch off and be out of range. And that moment when you're gonna jump on the back of a crocodilian, you just have to commit. And in my mind, I had zero doubt when it came to where I was gonna grab a hold of the animal. This area here is completely armor plated. You see the osteoderms up on the back of its neck. I have a firm grip, but I'm not choking the animal in any way whatsoever. That distress call just basically says, hey, something caught me, but it can tell at this point that I'm not biting it, I'm not clawing it. It's gonna be released right back into the wild. I just want you to be able to see the coloration in the body. Look at that speckled patterning. And when we're talking about the animal's camouflage, from up above, this helps it keep hidden within sunlight and shadows. But from the underside, I'm just gonna turn him like this ever so slightly for a second. There you go, buddy, I got you. See how smooth and light colored the underbelly is? That means that when it's up near the surface from underneath, nothing's able to see it through the rays of sun. Now, a crocodile like this, you would say, well, it probably doesn't have any predators, right? Honestly, a bigger saltwater crocodile could easily take out a reptile this size. But, buddy, you are getting to the point where you are going to become one of the most dominant predators in this river. But I just have to take a moment to absorb getting hands-on with an animal that I think infatuated and inspired so many people out there watching. Steve Irwin was the biggest influence, bar none, on anyone who loves animals. It was an absolute tragedy when he passed away. And I've always said to myself, man, if there was ever the chance to get into Australia, have the right permits and catch one of these reptiles, I would dedicate that moment to Steve. To Steve, I say thank you for inspiring all of us. We would not be where we are today if it wasn't for the work that you did and all of the drive that you put behind us who love animals. So to you, Steve Irwin, crikey mate, we caught ourselves a saltwater crocodile. I'm Coyote Peterson, be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, Salty, time for you to get back out into the waters and do a night of hunting. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna let you like this. 1, 2, 3. Woo, what a launch. That was strategic. I didn't want him to swing back around to give me a little love bite before he took off. Woo, crikey, Australia, we love you.
You gonna go for a catch, dog?
I gotta catch a salty. As Coyote said, you know, we grew up watching Steve Irwin, and it was a great influence to the career path I chose. And if I'm in Australia, gotta catch a salty. So that salty that Coyote caught, perfect size. It was gorgeous. A little beauty, as Steve Irwin would say.
And what do we got up ahead of us?
I think we got another crop.
Go for it. That's gonna collapse, be careful, jump way up.
Very well.
You got him? I got him. Oh, you got him, he's a lot bigger than we thought. I got him. Jeez, and I fell into the mangroves. Hold on to him, I'm stuck. I got him. Ah, watch my face. Oh, shoot. Ah. Ah. Woo. Oh, man.
I saw him underwater.
Oh, jeez.
He was underwater, he was coming right up.
Yeah.
And I was able just to sneak and grab him.
That was the most chaotic crocodile catch of all time.
Yeah.
I went down.
Slip
yeah.
as well.
We both slipped.
You went down, I went down. Well, we got another salty.
Yeah. Oh, that was chaos.
That was just chaos. This croc was underneath the water, and I was scanning, and then I saw it starting to pop its head up. Right before it popped its head up, and its eyes above the surface, I just reached and grabbed it, and then I kind of fell forward myself, lost my balance.
Oh, man.
What a little beauty.
All right, well, let's switch spots here, and we'll take a good look.
All right, second catch, bonus edition. Another salty. Not as big as Coyotes, but doesn't matter. It's a salty nonetheless. And it's another little beauty, very dark in coloration. Look at that. Coyotes was a lot more yellow. This is about a 3-footer, juvenile, making that distress call just like Coyotes was doing. And I've loved crocodilians all my life. I've worked with many species as well, primarily the American crocodiles in South Florida. So getting my hands on a salty, as Coyote mentioned, they are like the ultimate of crocodilians, the apex of crocodilians, notorious worldwide for their reputation, but also their beauty. They're one of my favorite croc species because of just their iconic look and coloration and pattern. And the fact that I had the opportunity to catch one tonight as well, that means a lot to me too. So there we go. That's for you, Steve Irwin.
I'm Coyote Peterson, and on under my line, I got the fastest fish in the ocean. All right, we're headed out to sea. Time to catch some fish. This is the Trifecta Fishing Challenge. Both myself Mario and Trent are all taking attempts at catching different fish species. Mario's going after the roosterfish, Trent after the tuna, myself after a sailfish. And with any luck, we're gonna get multiple fish species in front of the camera today.
Oh, what is that?
Gallo, rooster.
Oh, it's a rooster. I'm Mario Nicola, and today I've hooked the ocean's rooster. Oh, it's taking line. All right, Mario's got the rooster fish.
Yeah, they fight hard.
Wow,
I told you, man.
That's a strong fish.
He's not coming easy, man.
No, it's not. Oh, I can see it. I see it.
I'm gonna get down there so we can grab him with a scoop. Then we're gonna put it in the floor and we're gonna tag it.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
He's not ready.
What do you want me to do?
It's okay, that's perfect. Ready?
Okay, so we got the rooster fish on the boat. What we have to do is act quickly because we can't have these fish out of the water for very long. Okay, ¿cómo lo avanto? ¿Así?
Yes.
Wow. All right, look at those. Look at those amazing dorsal fins. That's why it gets the name roosterfish. It's like feathers. Oh man.
Ready?
Strong fish. Yep. Let's go for it.
Let's put it right here.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. You ready? Go.
Yep. This is a very important element right now is we're going to be tagging this fish. These fish are part of an important catch and release program. You do not keep these fish.
We need a measurement on it up here. 2, 3, 4. Okay, release them.
All right, here's the release. Rooster fish. Woo! We did it. Woo! All right.
Fish on, keep let's go, man. Party's not over. Another rooster, another rooster.
All right, successful rooster fish catch. We brought it on board, put a tag in it. Thank you, Arturo.
Good job, man.
And next step, got to get you guys some fish. And guess what? If that fish was strong, the fish that you guys are catching are way bigger, way bigger. So good luck to both of you.
I'm Trent Underwood, and I've got one of the biggest fishes in the ocean, a tuna.
We're gonna move this way.
Yeah.
Reel, 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 keep reeling, keep reeling. Okay. Up, down, not as high as you want to go. Okay, up, okay, remember? Okay, reel, reel, going down. Okay, reel, reel, reel. Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Up, reel down. Reel down, reel down. Okay, stop. Okay, now we're gonna move to the other side, okay? Nice and slow, reel, keep reeling, keep attention. Okay, reel, 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 on the way down. Remember, you only just do one turn. You're not putting any strength with your left hand. Okay, now down, now reel. There you go. All your strength is on the right hand. There you go. Perfect. Atta job. That's what you need.
You can take my glasses.
Reel down. Good job. Okay, reel down. She's giving up. She's giving up. You're winning this fight. You got bloody hands. Reel.
I broke.
She broke.
Oh my God.
Take a breather, baby. Yeah, you did a good job.
Dang. That is tough. The hard part is my hand is just like kept constantly slipping on this and just cut my whole hand up. I mean, when she pulled away and I felt that tension on the line, I mean, it just felt like my bicep was gonna explode. The harness would have been ideal, but I don't think we can use it for this. So what I've learned is like, I don't like this rod. I want the rod over there that's got that nice hand grip.
Experience is the best part out of it.
Yeah.
But you end up doing great.
I guess we'll keep trying, or maybe we took a loss, I don't know.
Sailfish! Right here in the middle, ready? See him, look at him,
I'm Coyote Peterson, and on end of my line, I got the fastest fish in the ocean. There it is! Holy cow! it's unique how they catch these fish. They're using something called a sea hook, which is barbless and also biodegradable. So if any of those hooks broke off in the mouth of the fish, eventually just biodegrades and the animal will be completely fine. All right, Maury, go ahead, bring the camera in closer. Oh, there we have it. We caught a sailfish, one of the fastest animals on our planet. Unbelievable. We got the tag into it very, very quickly. I'll let go in just a second. All the water is going through its gills right now, so it's fine for me to hold the fish like this. Unbelievably strong. My arms are absolutely exhausted. This was epic. Woo! All right, we're gonna let him go. Ready? Woo. Here he goes. Oh man, that's very, very hard. That was way harder than I thought it was gonna be. Sailfish has been one of those animals that I've loved my entire life, so to get to be out here today with the guys from Four Corners, such a cool experience. Thank you guys so much for this epic adventure. Woo! Let's get that drone back safe. Okay, so you guys have heard of big fish stories. We've got a big fish story to tell. Trent?
Yes, so it was close to the end of the day. We were concerned that maybe we wouldn't get anything. We're all getting sleepy, the hum of the motor, the slow trawling.
Actually, you fell asleep at one point and you kissed a fish.
Yes, I kissed a fish. But anyways, as I was kind of about to go back to sleep, and Arturo had said, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I've been ready for the last couple hours. Like, I don't believe it when I see it." And then all of a sudden, boom, fish is on, and everyone's pulling lines in. They're like, "Come on, come on, come on, come on." And this was the moment that it had to happen. I'm tugging. I already know what I'm, going to deal with. I was battling for 6 minutes on the first one. And then very briefly into it, it snaps off the line. He broke. And before the rod could even get handed off, another rod came in. It's the massive gold rod.
Hold on tight.
This is now my third battle. I'm torched. I mean, my bicep felt like it was gonna explode out of my arm. And I'm like, I gotta reel. But this rod felt really good. I wasn't chopping up my hand anymore. And then sure enough, in that moment, I got it all the way to the boat and we raised the tuna up out of the water. And they said it was close to about 100 pounds like Coyote's fish.
A little board, there we go.
Oh. You did it! You did it!
There you go.
The experience was unlike any other, our first deep sea fishing, and I can't wait to go back and do it again.
Yeah, this was without question a complicated one to shoot, but what I must say is that the guys from Four Corners, Chuck, Arturo, Donald, Marvin, who you didn't see in this episode, and Josh did a phenomenal job. You don't realize how difficult it is to target 3 different fish species and land all 3 of those in a single day. So if you guys are interested in coming down here to Costa Rica doing some sustainable conservation-centric fishing, definitely check out the guys at Four Corners. We'll put all of their details in the About section below. Big thanks to them for supporting us on this excursion. And tell us, would you like to see another deep sea conservation-centric episode where the 3 of us have a new challenge? Write the species in the comments section below, and who knows, maybe we'll be lucky enough to land those targets. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. I'm Coyote Peterson.
I'm Ariel Decoa.
I'm Trent Underwood.
Be brave.
Stay wild.
We'll see you on the next adventure.